Truth is to be understood as a system of ordered procedures for the production, regulation, distribution, circulation and operation of statements. Truth is linked in a circular relation with systems of power which produce and sustain it, and to effects of power which it induces and which extend it. A regime of truth. Schools serve the same social functions as prisons and mental institutions, to define, classify, control, and regulate people. Is it surprising that prisons resemble factories, schools, barracks, hospitals, which all resemble prisons? People know what they do, frequently they know why they do what they do. But what they don't know is what they do does. There are forms of oppression and domination which become invisible, the new normal. Where there is power, there is resistance. Knowledge doesn't really form part of human nature. Conflict, combat, the outcome of the combat, and, consequently, risk and chance are what gives rise to knowledge. Knowledge is not instinctive, it is counterinstinctive, just as it is not natural but counternatural. I don't feel that it is necessary to know exactly what I am. The main interest in life and work is to become someone else that you were not in the beginning. Power is tolerable only on condition that it masks a substantial part of itself. Its success is proportional to its ability to hide its own mechanisms. Power is not an institution, and not a structure, neither is it a certain strength we are endowed with, it is the name that one attributes to a complex strategical situation in a particular society. From the idea that the self is not given to us, I think there is only one practical consequence: we have to create ourselves as a work of art. Are the prisons overpopulated, or is the population over-imprisoned? Search for what is good and strong and beautiful in your society and elaborate from there. Push outward. Our society is not one of spectacle but of surveillance. The Enlightenment, which discovered the liberties, also invented the disciplines. Freedom of conscience entails more dangers than authority and despotism. Total surveillance is increasingly the general condition of society as a whole. Maybe the target nowadays is not to discover what we are but to refuse what we are. Always create from what you already have. Then you will know what to do. I am hopelessly in love with the memory. An echo from another time, another place. Knowledge is not for knowing, knowledge is for cutting. The soul is the prison of the body. One cannot attend to oneself, take care of oneself, without a relationship to another person. If you are not like everybody else, then you are abnormal. If you are abnormal, then you are sick. These three categories, not being like everybody else, not being normal and being sick, are in fact very different but have been reduced to the same thing. What strikes me is the fact that in our society, art has become something which is related only to objects and not to individuals, or to life. That art is something which is specialized or which is done by experts who are artists. But couldn't everyone's life become a work of art? Why should the lamp or the house be an art object, but not our life? The gaze that sees is the gaze that dominates. We are freer than we think. Visibility is a trap,